promising big man to promise catch. But the road to the Eastern Conference Championship is a train track. Next stop, Boston Garden. And in the Garden, playoff hopes can get derailed. The Knicks and the Celtics, it's game one of their series and game one of our NBA doubleheader. In game two, Alvin Robertson and the San Antonio Spurs try to steal their first game from the champion Lakers. Follow the coast-to-coast action from Boston Garden to the fabulous Forum next.
PBS Sports presents the NBA Playoffs, America's game. Tonight's game is brought to you by Miller Brewing Company, sole sponsor of the U.S. Olympic Training Center, and by Honda, who invites you to experience the all-new Accord Coupe at your local Honda dealer.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Boston Garden for tonight's Eastern Conference Best-of-5 playoff opener between the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. I'm Pete Van Wieren. Joining me this year on the playoffs, and we're happy to have him with us on TBS Sports, a man who was a part of 5 of the 16 championship teams here in Boston, a longtime coach with the Bucks, now a coach and executive with the Golden State Warriors, Don Nelson. Don, good to have you with us.
Thanks, Pete. I'm really looking forward to this ball game.
I saw a quote from you a couple of days ago where you picked these Boston Celtics to go all the way this year. Tell us why you made that selection.
Well, Pete, I think Boston can win the World Championship again. And I think a couple of reasons. First of all, Casey Jones has done a marvelous job of resting this ball club. Their front line is rested and feeling real good about themselves. Kevin McHale is at his peak. Bird is rested, and of course Parrish is playing very well. Dennis Johnson also making his jump shot, and Ainge is having his best year.
Well, that's pretty good reasoning there. The New York Knicks, of course, just did sneak in. They qualified in the final day, their final game, to that number 8 spot in the Eastern Conference. They play the Celtics. The winner of this series goes on to play the winner of the Atlanta-Milwaukee series. And New York, Don, seemed to be peaking at just about the right time. They saved their best basketball for the stretch drive.
They have. No one would have thought they could have made the playoffs about mid-season. But from mid-season on, they won 60% of their ball games and snuck in the last day of the season. They're primed. They're ready to roll. They're very confident in their ability right now, and nobody wanted to play them.
Is able to give the Boston Celtics a game here in the first of the 5-game series tonight. Right now, let's go back to our studios where Craig Sager is standing by. Craig?
Well, thank you very much, Pete, and Don, welcome aboard. The team that Don Nelson led to the playoffs the last 8 years, the Milwaukee Bucks, on the road tonight against the Atlanta Hawks, these two Central Division rivals.
All season long. And that familiar combination for the Celtics, McHale, Bird, Parrish, Johnson, and Danny Ainge. Casey Jones in his 8th NBA season, a terrific winning percentage. Most of those victories here with this Boston Celtic team. And our referees tonight, Earl Strom and Paul Mihalik, worked the game. Mike Lauerman is the alternate. As usual, a capacity crowd here at the Boston Garden, Don, and tell us a little bit about this place and what it means for a playoff game.
One of the hardest places to win a ball game, especially in the playoffs. As long as that guy sitting behind us, Red Auerbach, is around here, for some reason, when it's playoff time, it's Celtic time.
Rick Pitino saying earlier today, I'm sure the temperature in our locker room will be a little bit warmer than it will be in theirs. The heat will probably be turned down. All sorts of little tricks have been pulled in this building.
Yes, and I think Auerbach used to do that himself, although he probably has somebody else do it now for him.
We are set to get underway from the Garden, and it's controlled by the Celtics. Dennis Johnson has Wilkins on him. Several of these Celtics, nursing minor injuries near the end of the season, were able to get some well-earned rest down the stretch.
I think the only legitimate injury probably was Larry Bird. I think Casey was trying to find a way to rest the other guys. The league wouldn't allow that, and I think that's a credit to our league.
Danny Ainge, three-point territory now. McHale had it blocked by Ewing. Ainge gets it back. Bird again. McHale can move and gets the first basket of the game.
Oh, he's really something. He's leading the league in field goal percentage, and that just shows you why.
Gerald Wilkins with the ball now, guarded by Dennis Johnson. Patrick Ewing, who has really come into his own this year.
It's interesting, Pete. They did not double-team Ewing that time. You would expect the double-team because they were so successful, teams who did that against the Knicks. but Boston seemed to play him straight up that time.
Key to New York's success this year has been their defense, a pressing defense that just never stops from one end of the game to the other. Puts the Celtics back on top by 2 with his first basket. And Mark Jackson, first-round draft pick out of St. John's, who is odds-on favorite to be the Rookie of the Year, dishing off to Wilkins, who hits.
What a pick by Dickie McGuire for the Knicks to pick him. I think he was 18th in the country. A lot of people passed him up. He's probably a shoe-in for Rookie of the Year.
Down low to Parrish.
Actually, Pete, that was a good move by Ewing not to pick up that foul. He was at a disadvantage, and he just let Parrish go ahead and make the layup as opposed to fouling him.
Jackson off to Wilkins. Wilkins trying to get hot here early. Gets his second basket in a row. And that ties the game at 6. Quickly down the court, Dennis Johnson won't go for him. Cleared by New York, off to Jackson. Wilkins couldn't get that one to fall. Danny Ainge, length of the court to Dennis Johnson, should have an easy 2. And does.
That's a carry pick, and that still works no matter what level.
So it is a 2-point Boston lead. Kenny Walker hitting his first 2 of the night, ties the game at 8. Both teams on a hot pace here early. And a whistle. Sidney Green called for his first. That's the team's second. Bird inbounds it to Dennis Johnson. 9.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Larry Bird can't get it to fall. Ewing pulls it away for the Knicks, off to Jackson. Ewing sets the pick. Walker open again from the baseline. Parrish the rebound.
It's so important, Pete, that the Knicks make their outside shot. They're not a good outside shooting team, and at the beginning of this game, it looked like they were going to make them. That was the first poor shot tonight.
Look at that pass from Bird to Johnson. Off to Danny Ainge, open in the corner. Couldn't get it to fall, though. Ewing clears for the Knicks, off to Jackson. Jackson dishing off to Wilkins in traffic, and they're going to get a whistle. Ainge and Bird were both there.
The Knicks have got to score in the transition game if they're going to win tonight. They must convert either by being fouled or by converting the field goal in the open court. So far, they're 1 for 2.
Gerald Wilkins at the line. A 79% free throw shooter on the year. He averaged 17 points a game this year. He now has 5 points.
He has had a fantastic year. He has an awful lot of great physical skills, and he's starting to learn the game. Every year I see him, he gets a little bit better at understanding the game of basketball.
Wilkins makes them both. He has 6. New York a 2-point lead. They've hit 4 to 6 from the field. Boston's hit 4 to 9 from the field. Bird, nice pass underneath to Parrish. Parrish has 4.
Oh, that is so nice. Larry Bird is so terrific when he gets in a 2- or 3-man game.
Walker. Back to Jackson. We are tied at 10. A little over 8 minutes to go, opening quarter. Ewing operating down. Oh, couldn't get it to go. Green pulls away the rebound. And we get a loose ball foul. It's called against Parrish.
That's what Sidney Green is so good at doing. Here's Patrick Ewing shooting a poor position shot, a baseline shot, but Sidney Green really went after that offensive rebound.
Walker gets it into Wilkins. The Knicks can grab the lead back here. We're tied at 10. Green operating along the baseline with Kevin McHale right on him, lost the ball. Celtics get it on the turnover.
One of the big problems with Sidney Green is that he does not have very good hands. Although he's a great offensive rebounder, when he gets the offensive rebound, he has a very difficult time converting it.
We'll have to keep an eye on the turnovers tonight. New York causes a lot of turnovers, but they also have more turnovers per game than any other team in the league. Parrish to Johnson. Johnson from the top of the circle. Can't get it to fall. Another New York rebound. Green off to Jackson. And again, the Knicks can take the lead here in a 10-10 game. Jackson lost the ball as he got down in the paint. And there's another turnover.
A big key to this game is Dennis Johnson making the open shot. He made it extremely well towards the end of the season. That was his first opportunity, and he missed.
Kevin McHale doesn't miss many. Another New York rebound. Jackson off to Ewing. Ewing off the glass. 4 points for Patrick Ewing. And the Knicks have opened up a 12-10 lead. A little over 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. A whistle from Mahalik. Gerald Wilkins and Sky Walker not very happy with the call. Ewing over to complain about it.
This is going to end up a very physical series. If you remember when Hubie was coaching quite a few years ago now, it was a very physical series between Boston and New York, and I expect this one's going to end up the same.
Celtics not shooting well in the early going. Jackson. Off to Patrick Ewing. He sends it back outside to Wilkins, who directs traffic. Jackson from three-point territory.
Really a big shot for Jackson. The Knicks have been shooting more and more three-point shots as the season wore on, and that is a big opportunity for them.
New York's opened up a 5-point lead. Larry Bird still looking for his first points of the night. And there they are. 15-12 with McHale, a shot he normally makes. Long down-court pass cannot be controlled. That was rebound number 5 already by Sidney Green. And the New York Knicks are doing okay so far. 5:56 remaining first quarter. It's a 15-12 Knick lead.
Imagine doing this to your car. It's unthinkable. Yet some car waxes and polishes contain abrasives that can scratch your car.
Dennis Johnson has Jackson on him. McHale hits the shot. But he missed the last time down the court. That's 4 points for McHale, and it's now a 1-point New York lead. You don't see quite as much substituting come playoff time.
No, I think both teams are probably going to go with 7 or 8 big-time players, and then occasionally on foul trouble they'll go with the 9th man.
Walker was able to follow his own shot, and the second-year player out of Kentucky gets his 4th point. The Knicks again by 3.
It's important that Walker gets off. That's a nice way to do it on a rebound. He had missed 3 open jumpers to that point.
Parrish. A little too strong with that jumper. Gets his own rebound. Missed the follow-up. Larry Bird. Over Walker. Well, the Celtics can't get anything to fall for him early. Another New York rebound. They can open up a 5-point lead. Patrick Ewing. Nope. Walker. Nope. No whistle under there. Ewing gets another rebound off to Jackson, and this time we do get the whistle. We're getting an offensive foul call.
Nice call by Paul Mahalik. That's the toughest call to call in any division, and he just made the right call.
So the Celtics get it back, trailing by 3. And the turnover gives it to the New York Knicks.
You know, Casey Jones, his coaching style, he's probably the best in the league at identifying mismatches and going to them. Now, the big guys aren't the only ones that are going to be posted. The guards also can be posted.
Green to Ewing. Ewing operating in heavy traffic through the foul.
That's a big fake. Ewing he's added that to his game over this last year. He's just one of the best. There we see it up. It's almost impossible not to go for it because he's such a good scoring machine inside, and he draws the foul for 2 free throws.
Parrish committing his 2nd foul. Patrick, a 72% shooter from the line during the regular season. Really came into his own this year. Played all season. Didn't miss any games due to injuries.
One of the big difference when you're comparing outstanding centers, and he's considered by many to be the #1 outstanding center, is his ability to make the free throw.
That gives Ewing 6 points.
When you look at another great center, Olajuwon, he has trouble at the free throw line, and that really does hurt his overall game.
The Knicks leading by 5. A little over 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Danny Ainge. Gets it down to Larry Bird. Bird operating against Walker.
Oh, man, what a shot. Fantastic shot by Bird.
4 points for Larry Bird, a 3-point New York lead. Wilkins to Walker to Jackson. Sidney Green over McHale. Green with his first 2 of the night. And the Knicks maintaining that 5-point bulge over the Celtics early. And the Knicks can open up their biggest lead. Jackson to Wilkins. His baseline jumper is good.
There's that open court shot that we were talking about again. The Knicks must convert in the open court if they're going to win this series.
Gerald Wilkins now with 8 points. New York has opened up a 7-point lead. The Boston Celtics want to talk about it. Calling a timeout with 3.
Notch, and that's going to be a very interesting series to watch.
Celtics with only 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Good New York defense. Jackson has his length of the cut pass intercepted though by Danny Ainge. Dennis Johnson wide open.
That's the shot he's going to have to make in this series, the open jumper. If the Knicks are going to give something, it's going to be Dennis Johnson's open jump shot.
Johnson has 4. The Knicks lead is a 5-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go opening quarter. Wilkins, who's had a hot hand early.
There's Dennis Johnson drawing the foul. He's one of the best in the league at drawing a foul. I'm not sure that he was hit too hard, but he has the ability to draw the attention to himself by giving a good acting job. And there you see it, that he did it again.
Trent Tucker has checked into the New York lineup, and Bill Cartwright has also checked in. Now you will see we got an illegal defense that's been called there.
One of the ways to attack the Knicks and Mark Jackson would be to post him up. You see Dennis Johnson has him in the low box right now, and they would like to go to him, either score or get him in foul trouble.
Parrish now has 6.
They threw the double team that time, and they made the proper pass.
A 3-point lead for New York, a little over 2 minutes to go. Walker back to Jackson. He's going to try another 3-pointer. This one won't go for him. Kevin McHale clears for the Celtics, gets it off to Johnson. Parrish in the paint. Loses the ball to Jackson. Oh, he's all over the place, this guy. Mark
That was
Jackson.
great backflow by Jackson to pick that dribble up.
So is that man, Larry Bird, all over the place.
You wouldn't think he'd be as quick as Jackson, but he anticipates better than anybody in the game today.